Hello there, and welcome back to episode 4 of Oil Fangs, the fortress with the most wet iron mine that I ever had in Dwarf Fortress. As you can see here, we obviously have struck the jackpot here, because there is, all this juicy iron ore is bound in wet rock. I've never seen something diabolic like that, but here we are. This is Oil Fangs, and it is, yeah, it is really something special. So I also, as it seems, need to build this hole in the ground before it destroys my boulder. Alright, the boulder is saved, but in all honesty, this place here will be flooded in no time. This is going to be such a crazy place. We are... Yeah, I'm giving up with the smoothing here on the walls. It just doesn't make any sense. We're not getting anywhere with that. Let's just grab just grab the boulders and run. Alright. So... yeah, I'll leave it at that. We're going to grab those last two boulders and, well, that'll give us some iron to work with. Jumpstart, basically. So... alright, this is quite something. But we got ourselves a start, and at the same moment we managed to discover the next layer of the caverns, which is also quite useful if you ask me. I mean, at least I didn't need to chop my way into it accidentally, and as you see there, we are, well, quite close, aren't we? Anyways, let's get back to the city, because that's one of the things that I meant to work on today. So, I want to work with minecarts. That means we are going to need access to minecart roads, because that's how minecarts work. We are going to make this happen in this area here. That's one thing that I know about. I'm also going to go one level deeper, and we're going to dig out yet another hole for the sake of metal crafting, because we just need it, you know. So it's going to be small scale workshops for starters, or we go deeper down the road. Alright. Let's anvil it up. And one wood furnace. And... yeah, the smelter. I've mentioned it initially, and I want to mention it yet again. We are going to play in this series with a house rule that forbids me moving magma away from its origin point. We are from its origin level. We are allowed to funnel a little bit back and forth to make ourselves a forge down there, but we are religiously inclined to not steal the magma from the Earth's core, basically. It's the idea. So, let's go for some doors and get those extra bedrooms going. We obviously need them by now. I also will see to some extra tree death. Alright. Then we're going to go and add in a nice little chest. There's a lot of things that I need to get done here, but one thing at a time. We're still in the Pioneer days, and the Pioneer days, they are the most chaotic days that a fort has ever been. You never have the workforce, you never have the experience, and you have a mind full of ideas. The longer you play this game, the worse the latter becomes. We need that box for the cavern down there. There we go. And we've become xenophobic these days. This tavern is not going to be hosting anybody else but our citizens. The Butter of Addicts is an exclusive club. It is what it is. Deal with it. We've had way too much treason and treachery in the previous series. We are going to have to isolate us from the evilness of the world. Alright, so we are going to store the necessary things. We are going to store coal and metal bars. And we're going to store metal ores, all of them over here. It is very rudimentary here. It's just a preliminary setup. Nothing for longer. So I'm going to delete that now. It's a meager bounty, but we have to work with it somehow. Oh boy, this is the craziest iron that I ever had in my whole Dwarf Fortress experience. Can't remember that I've ever seen something crazy like that. I love it. Alright, so I'm going to go and give the jewelers a hall to work at now as well. There we go. So, it's about time to tunnel away. And obviously we need to give those poor blokes an entry here. I'm looking very, very much forward, though, to the point where we then can fit in nice gemstone windows here and make this tower look nicer. I'll have to decide where I do the next tower soon, too. Oh, I love this concept. This comes out, in action it comes out much better than I anticipated. So I think next episode we're going to found the next tower. Alrighty. That'll take a moment. It also opens up a really high amount of chert. We should definitely build with chert as much as we can. Alright, so let's store our gemstones here. And let's see to the surface. Oh boy, there's almost no trees here. But well. Eventually we will have access to the underground, but, well, eventually. Today, we're chopping down all the saguaro that we can get. Leave none alive. I'm meaning it. I'm flat out killing all of the trees here. So, our stockpiles are quite full. That's good. So, we'll need quite a lot of trees here. Or timber, I should rather say. So, not many things are getting done now because we're too busy hauling things from one point to another. So, I want a quick entry point between these two levels. It's just too useful. And those, alright. Okay, it's just somebody else fighting that monkey again. Good. So we can now add in some charcoal making. I will make this manually for the time being, out of the simple reason that we currently are so low on material that I don't dare to make it automatically. We're just not there yet, you see. Oh man, this is pretty cool. All right. So I think this apartment block we're just going to let the Dwarven Hotel be the Dwarven Hotel. It's not the most creative one, but we're going to make the we're going to make up for that in the future, promise. But for starters, this is just a wonderful quick setup that gets me where I need to go. And that's also somewhat living with style. I was considering that we're going to connect the towers with one another, so I'm going to do maybe a bridge here between one of these levels into that direction. Let's see. For starters, I'm happy that I have a quick concept that I can expand for new bedrooms. Fast, easy. Without the concept being totally the same that I've done every time. It's mostly for me really about doing not the same thing every time. It's not so much about being super sophisticated, complicated, or whatever. It's really about making up something that I didn't make up before. There we go. And I noticed that these miners are digging much faster than ever before. Okay, so jobs. We need to cut gems. Until we leave at least 20 rough gems always on the stockpile for moody crafters. Good, good. So let's see. Can we get... Not quite. It's not quite big enough for a 5-on-5 dance hall space twice. It's just pondering if we could make a double temple down here. But no, I can't, sadly. Well, then it's going to be a single temple. That's okay. Gotta be careful with my quarrying actions that I'm not disrupting the tower building too much. Although I think one of these quarry tunnels can be easily repurposed. Shouldn't be that much of a big deal. Good. So yeah, these areas, they all need some windows still. Haven't figured out that yet, but yeah. We could also make a tower towards north from one of these levels. enjoyable time. So, let's see. The Fierce has no worshippers here. The Awe-inspiring. Well, yeah. I love this name. Id the Grey Rock is the god of the jewels. That gives you the feeling that you will find the gems where you least expect them. And no, not all visitors are welcome. You guys can totally forget about that. We are not all visitors welcome here anymore. Had way too much death and demise. Okay. So I think this is good for the time being. That's only 18 people living here all together, though. It's a small thing, but at the same time, it's what it is, right? Okay. Why is there an ibex in our tunnels? Somebody care to explain? It's not a tame one. I would know about that. So let's keep foraging here a little bit. Well. How did the industry down here go? So we have a couple of blobs of charcoal. Wonderful. Then you guys will smelt that hematite as often as possible. I mean, the worst right now is that we have quite the shortage of wood. It's going to be like that for a year or two still. Those deserts, they come off with a lot of saguaro over time. Over time, that is. They never start out with a lot of trees right from the get-go, but there's a lot of young saguaro in between that will then periodically spring to life and give us the opportunity to get ourselves more of what we need. Good, very good. This is the first iron boss. And with that, I think I want the first pieces of armor. But honestly, I want those in a set of 4. So, iron breastplate, iron helm, iron gauntlet, iron greaves, iron high boots, and the shields I'll make somewhere, someplace else. And we're going to make ourselves some iron battle axes too. So, here we go. The only thing that I leave with 10 of 10 is the battle axes, because that enables me to make some more woodcutters later. Or just, it's always good to have some more axes. It's what my experience has shown me over the course of the time. And we are also going to fulfill the order for the shields. Why not? So we have all the shields and weapons for the squad already together once it's time for that. But we're going to be starting out with 4 fighters. Just want to be able to put these guys in arms as quick as possible. So we're going to go and give the pump operator the military captain job. And let's see, I got already quite some people together that we can pit up here. So the entangled ships will be my military, but for the time being, their schedule is off duty, which means they're going to be effectively just like anybody else. We're just going to gear them up once we have enough people in the fort. Right now, well, don't want to cut my workforce too much, which I would if I had to do that. That's why I don't. And so we're going to have to order ourselves like at least 30 of these suckers. Can't change it. It's just that flippin' costly. Going to have no wood for a while. But whatever. It's worth it. It is so much worth it. We have more than enough beds for the entirety of the fort. And therefore, it's going to be no problem. So, let's get this place blinged up. It ain't much. It's just a few pieces of block on the floor. But personally think a few pieces of block on the floor make all the difference sometimes. There we go. That'll get us somewhere. Alright. Fledgling little fort we are. I like it. So, I want this next tower to be connected here. Just realized that I want to get started working on that. Then we're going to build a floor, and then the next tower will originate somewhere else. If I want to go for the real tower feeling, I think I should do also a ceiling level. So this area here should be actually closing it off and be a rooftop for this whole place. I think this would add to the tower feeling quite a lot. Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? There we go. And that's what I've been talking about. We're going to make some sort of a bridge here, and then we're going to dig just the next crazy chamber of these. I want to have a larger one, that's for sure. So let's make the next foundation 23? I don't know. This one was 17, so yeah, uneven numbers work better than I thought. So yeah, 23. 123? Nah. 27. Let's make this a big one. Probably the biggest one in the city. There we go. I mean, I don't need to make them all square, don't I? So here we're going to make the central entrance of that whole beast. And the outer walls should be something like that, I suppose. So let's try to make that a wee bit more exciting. Because I think this whole place will profit from a bit of shaping ideas. Just a bit. Not much. There we go. This makes the whole structure a lot more interesting to look at, and already makes it also a lot more challenging to build. Nah, it's fine. And so we can now dig out the remaining walls, I meant to say, but then I made a whoopsie. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that's the stuff that we're going to dig out every level. So that makes it all a lot larger, but let's see. This also makes up for a much more prestigious little structure. Alright, so I think we have here a good project at hand, and the next step, the next logical step, should to me personally be that we're getting ourselves some really deep mine going, because at the end of the day, I want to have access to adamantine as quick as possible. We didn't manage to get that done in equal board, and I don't want to fail this time. Although I gotta say, this place has been a pretty wild ride so far. I mean, I have made an involuntary underground river, and as it stands, iron mining will be always such a adventurous task, as the limonite is also in the aquiferous areas, but it's not all aquifers. Ah, jeez. We definitely need access to the tier 2 caverns for reals, like in a big, meaningful way. No migrants this season, that's normal. At some point, that's normal. Alright. I also need to think about where I'm going to put up a real farm. There's just so many things that I need to get done here in this fort. It's just quite a challenging little task. I didn't expect it to be like that. But, well, it'd be boring otherwise, right? Okay, I think that settles the deal for today. I mean, this is going to be quite a nice thing once it's running. Let's see what we can make out of it. Surely a few apartments can be in there. I was also thinking about probably a tower for the guilds. I mean, these prestigious little guys, they need their room too. We'll see about that. So, thanks for watching, you all. I'm going to go into the outro here, and we're going to see where this will all lead. I am quite positive. We have access to iron, we are forging weapons, and that means we are able to defend ourselves rather sooner than later, and that's a good thing. So, comments down below, leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and in the description box below, you'll find plenty of links for more Dwarf Fortress binging if you want to. You'll find it there. Also, feel free to support the channel financially. There's a couple of links down there helping you to do so. And again, big thanks go out to all of you who do so. And of course, big thanks go also out to you for watching this video right here, right now, until the very end. It means a lot to me. Thanks for being around. Thanks for being a good company. And yeah, I'm going to send my dwarfs do some smoothing, because they love to do so. And I hope you had a good time too. See you all next time. Bye-bye.